imaging camera. Now, our aim for today is basically just a refresher on the uses, features and operation of the thermal imaging camera. Our objectives, what we want to get out of today, is we want to demonstrate turning it on, turning it off and getting into standby mode. We want to demonstrate replacing the battery pack. We're going to take it out and put it back in. We want to recognise the physical features, the actual features that are on the TIC, as well as the displays that show on the LCD screen at the back of the TIC. And we want to have a small exercise where we're going to operate and recognise different thermal signatures. That's why I've got all these props set up here and the windows open up the back there. Now, the format of this is basically, we're going to go firstly into the principles of how the TIC work. Now, I'm just going to really go basic on that because I'll probably confuse myself, but it's pretty worthwhile just knowing a rough idea of how it works and what it picks up. We're going to go into the uses of the TIC. We're going to go, as I said, into the physical features and then the display. We're going to do a little bit of a talk on the batteries and the battery life, because that's pretty interesting actually, because it varies quite a bit depending on the circumstances that you're using the TIC in. We're going to go into some of the safety considerations, and then we're going to do a short exercise at the end. Now, the TIC, thermal imaging camera, in its present state, its ready to go state, which we have at the moment with the retractable lanyard and just out of the box, is kept behind the SO's chair in the cabin. The case of the TIC and the other paraphernalia involved in that are in the near side rear locker. Now, as far as the operation of the TIC goes, it's based on the premise that everything emits radiation. Okay? Every object emits some sort of radiation, and that radiation is affected by the temperature of the object that is doing the radiating. So, something hot is going to send off different radiation signals than something that is cold. And what the TIC does is it has an array of sensors that picks up certain frequencies or certain types of radiation, which is the infrared radiation. So, for example, just say we have a pot and it's hot. It is emitting radiation. If we point the TIC at it, the radiation is going to go through the lens of the TIC, and there's going to be an array of sensors here that will pick up that radiation, and it's going to actually decode those rays of radiation into a temperature. It's going to say, well, this radiation has the characteristics of something that is at 50, 60 degrees. Okay? And so what it's going to do is it's going to translate that radiation onto the LCD screen. So what you're going to have here is the translation of this radiation that's going to be interpreted through the TIC and the array of sensors, and it's going to show up on the LCD screen. What it also does is, when it decodes the radiation that it's receiving from the object, it actually gives it a colour. So it grades the temperature of the object, and it gives it a colour according to that temperature. So what the TIC will do is it'll grade it from cold to hot, going from dark to light. So cold is dark. So if you have something cold on the TIC, it's going to show up as a dark colour. Anything hot or warm is going to come up as a light colour. It's going to be basically shades of grey. So grey is going to be an ambient temperature, and lighter than grey is warmer, darker than grey is colder. Now, I hope I didn't sort of confuse you. I almost confused myself, but you kind of get what it's picking up, just the radiation.
Shades of grey. Is it 50 on?
So, moving on from that, can you give me examples of when and how you've used the TIC? Maybe Sam?
It is search and rescue operation.
Yep, search and rescue. Very handy for that.